One of our biggest ones the past year has been the Canine Dog Park, which engineering and our landscape architect have been heavily involved with, along with our parks department.
The construction process kind of drug out a little bit longer than we anticipated, but we're looking forward to opening that park here in the spring of 2022. I know a lot of our residents are excited for that. We're excited for it to have our first dog park here in the city.
That's been one of my passion projects, along with Juniper Canyon Recreation Area, which is one that we've been working on for at least 4 years now. Just getting construction drawings done and hopefully break ground in the spring on that project.
We've been working on just typical development. Some of the larger ones has been Mountain Ridge, as we've worked through the plan review on that and ensuring that the terms of the master development agreement have been met. One of the large things with that was a storm drain outfall that needed to be installed to Rose Creek. The really neat thing about that is it's going to allow the detention basins that have been unfinished because they were retention ponds and they would hold too much water, so we didn't want to landscape and have that always be underwater. We'll be able to develop those into finished ponds now.
We had a handful of right-of-way acquisitions for new roadways coming up. We finished an intersection. We've had a handful of water line projects, transmission line projects, booster station upgrades.
We have 2 pump station upgrades that we've done, and those are, the upgrades weren't necessarily due to them being, aging infrastructure. We had to upsize them to meet our growing demands. And those were 2 pump stations where they were complete retrofits of pumps and electrical equipment. This picture is showing one of the retrofit projects that we did this year in one of our pump stations. You can see all of the red piping that you can see in this picture is new piping. We are reconfiguring and changing and upsizing the pipe. This is another finished product picture. You can see the line of 4 new pumps. We also replaced the electrical components, which are these cabinets here in the back of the picture that you can see. The total capacity of this pump station is now 4,500 gallons per minute. Each one of these pumps will pump around 1,500 gallons a minute, and we have 1 redundant pump, which is why there's 4, and so that if we have one of these other pumps have a mechanical issue, we can still supply the maximum capacity needed for this pump station. Some of the other projects we've done were 2 large water line projects. One of them was mostly for secondary irrigation water to try and extend that to different areas through the city. And then another was to bring more source water into the city from Jordan Valley Water Conservancy District.
It could take a little while before we get a new fire station built. That's a good project. We've talked to the city about it. We're working on plans of rebuilding Station 103. But in the meantime, we've gone in and done some repairs. We're fixing some of the plumbing issues that they had over there. The windows that were put in there were not quite up to nowadays standards for egress, and where we have firefighters living in that building, we're going to go through and replace some of the windows in the building, but without spending too much money because we anticipate building a new station.